Okay, so we're talking about lunchroom expectations. When you come down in the morning for breakfast, we have the dots that are placed on the floor. So the expectation is that you're standing at those dots. When you're standing in line, you're just waiting patiently, and then you move to the next dot when it's your turn until you get all the way through the breakfast line. Now, when we're at lunch, our voice level that's listed on the sign is 2. Who can tell me what is a voice level 2? Lexi? What'd you say? It's a normal inside voice. So level 2 is a normal inside voice. Now, even though it's listed as a level 2, at any time, if our teachers tell us we need to go down to a level 1, that means we're at a what level? A whisper. And then if our teacher tells us we need to go down to a level 0, who can tell me what that means? Waylon? That means no talking. Now, this year, we have these colored cups that are on the table, and these colored cups are supposed to help us know what voice level we're at. Okay, so if we are at a green, everyone's looking down here. If we are at a green, that means that we are following the lunchroom expectations. We're at the appropriate voice level and we're doing what we're supposed to. However, if a teacher comes over and switches the cup to a yellow, that is indicating that we're not following the expectations. So maybe our voices are too loud, maybe we're not keeping our hands to ourselves. This yellow is supposed to give you an opportunity to change your behavior to the correct expectations. Now, if we don't change our behavior, the teacher will come over and they will switch it to a red. Who can tell me when it switches to a red, what does that mean? Once she switches it to a red, that means no talking. And the teacher will tell you how long it will be no talking for. It could be 3 minutes, it could be more, but we need to listen to what they say and have our voice levels at 0. Yes, Lexi.
You said that it also means that she'll take away recess.
And there could be a consequence like taking away recess. But we know that if we get enough of these times where we have a green cup, we might get some extra recess. So like 5 minutes of extra recess as a reward. Yes, Jude.
She said when you're on red and you don't and you still talk, then she'll take away extra recess.
So if we're at red and we're not following the expectations, there could be a consequence. Yes.
If we're at red and she tells us a few extra times, then she'll send us to the principal.
Yeah, so that red is a warning, and it's supposed to give you an opportunity to turn your voices off and make sure that we're at the appropriate level. Okay? Now, so we continue. When we're at the lunchroom, we're at the table, we need to keep our hands and our feet to ourselves. Okay? So that means we're not touching anyone else next to us. We're eating our own food. And the reason we're not supposed to trade food or take other people's food is for safety reasons. So other people might have food allergies or might be allergic to a certain type of food, so we make sure that we only eat the food that we have with us. Yes?
Because the people who gave you the food could have a disease and they didn't know, and then you get the disease too.
So it's also for not spreading germs, yes. So when we share food or when we trade food, there's the possibility that we're spreading germs or spreading sicknesses, okay? We eat our own food. When we're in line, we're keeping our hands to ourselves and hands by our side. When we go through the lunch line and we're going through the kitchen, what should our voices be at? Corbin? A 0, okay? It gets very loud in there. The cooks are working very hard to get us our food, so we need to make sure we're at a voice level 0 when we're going through the kitchen so we can hear what they're saying and so we get our correct food. And we listen to the adults in charge. So if it's Mrs. Schultz or another teacher and they're telling you to do something, you need to listen to them to the first time. If they switch the cup from green to yellow, we need to make sure that we're working right away to get our voice level down or to follow the expectations, okay? If it flips to red, we know that we right away need to be quiet until we're told we can talk again. Okay, so when we are lining up to leave the lunchroom, we're single file, just like we would be walking down the hallway, and our voice levels need to be at 0, okay? Our hands and feet are to ourselves. We're not messing around. We're not leaving the line. We're staying lined up. We're waiting for our teacher to come out, and then we head back to class.